So, Mr. Brown, what do you think to your portrait?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to be prejudiced, but no, I'm very, very pleased with it. I think Svetlana has done a fantastic job. It's something really that I'm very proud of, and will be something that will remain in the House of Keys historically for, decades, 100 years, who knows.
And can you explain the reason why it's been so long coming? Because it's all down to politics, isn't it?
Well, it's protocols. You don't hang the Speaker's portrait or a past Speaker's portrait in the House until that person ceased to be a member of the House. Could be a member of the Legislative Council, but he has to cease to be a member of the House. So I only retired in September, so therefore the office then commissioned the portrait to be made so that it would be ready and it can be hung as soon as possible after it's completed. And I think Svetlana's done a fantastic job.
Can I ask you how it is being in retirement?
It's great. I mean, it's unusual. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, I've had 30 years of political life, being very active, working long hours, 7 days a week most of that time. And suddenly I've got a lot of free time, but I'm doing things I wanted to do, having holidays, doing my own interests, which have had to be put to one side for that time, and getting involved in other areas. And I still have involvements in local community events, so I'm quite happy.
What about politics? You're keeping an eye on it? I mean, like the MEA, for instance. I mean, your name was banded around in that discussion the other week.
Well, I hear so. I'm yet to find out what was said. So at this stage, I mean, I certainly have nothing to comment on that. I think people will know my views because of what I've said in the past. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult to step back from the politics after so long, especially it being in such high-profile positions. But, yes, unless it really requires me to rebuke something, then, of course, I would keep out of politics.
Well, you had your challenges in your time, and already now the new Chief Minister is going through his sort of moment or two with some members not towing the line, should we say. What do you think to that?
Well, I don't think that's a matter for me more than anyone generally, really. As far as I'm concerned, I can talk about what I did. I've stepped away from politics now, and I think we have to leave it to those who have that responsibility to do the job the best they can.
I think it will always be one of the highlights of my career, no matter how many more official portraits I may paint, because of the significance of the sitter, because it captures him at the height of his political career. And it was a great privilege and honour to paint it.
How long did it take?
I worked over 3 months on it, and it was a lot of thinking, a lot of changing my mind, painting, repainting, adding, taking away, until I arrived at the results that I wanted to see.
So was it from a sitting or just a photograph?
We had a number of sittings, and I had the robes and the wig and the lace in my studio for all 3 months. So everything was painted from life. I did use photography a little bit when Mr. Brown was not available to check the position of hands and the expression of the face, but I can say that most of the work was done from life.
Of course, this is not your first one, is it?
No, it's a second portrait. The previous one was unveiled 6 months ago. It was Speaker David Cannon. He was Speaker before Mr. Brown. So it was very exciting and very reassuring to get a second commission, means the first one went well.
And of course, the thing is that it'll always be here forever. Well after we've all gone, it'll still be on show in this very chamber next door when it goes in after we've had the unveiling.
Yes, I know. It is truly a great privilege to paint a portrait like that will be in public collection for centuries to come. Yeah, very exciting.